Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man. Okay, so I got a little time in between my stops, and I want to talk about something. I'm gonna put this out there, because a lot of us, every time you start talking about the other side, the racism, the injustice, and all of that, they automatically think you playing the victim. So let's talk about some of these people that. On this video, I'm going to talk about the people that might be causing some of these unfair judgments for a lot of us blacks who just want a chance. So we're gonna talk about them as well on this video, before we break down the stats a little later. Even if it's like in the middle of the night, we're going to break it down. So let's talk about this thug culture. Complete waste of a life. Many are dead because of it. It hasn't benefited nobody but the Sambos who they pay to get all the rest of y'all to think like that. Now, these are the facts. This ain't me turning against blacks. I'm all for our plight. But a lot of stuff is leading narrow-minded, racist people in power to automatically just tune out and disqualify everybody as if nobody's going to do what they need to do. And then you have the miserable people who, you ever notice how miserable people always want to be in management? It's like they be arrogant, they be narcissistic, and they be miserable. Failed relationship after failed relationship, and now you got to have this person as your supervisor. That's why I don't talk about dating and relationships at work, because if that gets back to one of your failed relationship bosses, they're gonna be on you like white on rice, like butter on toast. So you can't be talking about that stuff at work, and you got these type of people managing. So we're gonna get off into all types of people. Let's start with the thugs shooting other blacks, which I call Black Klux Klan. You're basically doing the lynching for them. You shooting people, you killing people over words. You got people all over the internet that want to get Charleston White just over things he done said. I mean, it don't make sense. Okay, if you get them, then what? Like, what have you accomplished? Like, I want to know. If you get them, then what? Then you got people talking about demon time and all this. They make it going to hell like it's a picnic or something. Like you gonna be at a buffet or a gala or some type of ball. Because you still gonna get judged for everything you do. Now I know it's a couple fake, false prophet, agent, grifter preachers that don't really explain these things to you. And that's why you need to watch prophets, real ones. And then you'll know what you up against. Because if you mess around and die, you kill somebody, they come back and get you. Not only is you going to give account for all the sins you committed while you was alive, but you're going to give account for that one too. You shall not kill. It's stipulations to it. So you got these dudes tatted up. They just, like, you can feel their vibe. When they come around, you know it's going to be trouble. So they think that's all of us. They don't know how to discern. So people pay the price daily for the scum of us blacks who don't want to do right. Daddy wasn't there, so you don't want to grow up and be a man. Well, if daddy wasn't there, why don't you turn on YouTube or turn on something else and find out how to be a man somewhere else? Instead of you walking, the worst thing is a dude with feminine tendencies. That's somebody that'll kill you in a heartbeat. That's somebody that'll steal from you in a heartbeat. That's going to be definitely a detriment to us as a group. And you got all these people who they don't want to do nothing. So they're talking about getting a high value man, or they want food stamps permanently. Not temporarily while they go through whatever they're going through, but permanently. Because Well, let's be honest. A lot of them will get that job and they still gonna spend like they some type of kingpin. They still ain't gonna save no money. You only make $300. How you got $300 Jordans on? So these type of things put you in a bad mindset. And the people who want to judge us negatively anyway, they seeing you and they judging all of us. Mr. Wannabe Thug. You ought to be ashamed of yourself trying to look like and act like some of these dudes. You don't understand that if you do what they talking about, you're going to be dead or in jail. And then you got the group that think everybody's scared of them. Those are a problem as well, because when they see you not scared, they're going to go to the next step, and then you're going to go to the next step, and it never ends. So a lot of us are in avoidance mode, not because we want to, but because that's just the smart thing to do. And then the talented 10th, they not helping us either. Black people who only black in skin color and hair texture, but if they had their way, they'll be a white man. They just as bad as the thugs. Because with them, if you go around these people that we talking about, the racists, they gonna expect you to act like them. To act like Steven from Django. To act like Thomas from the movie Glory. Or to act like CJ from the movie Soldier Story. Y'all need to catch up on y'all movies. And if you don't, oh, this guy's trouble. This guy's trouble. Pick. Trying to get you to leave. If you don't leave, oh, Mr. Howard, Mr. such and such, we need to lay you off. And all of you play the victim people, let me ask you something. How many times, honestly, because I guarantee you it happened at least once, have you been laid off unjustly? I guarantee you it ain't been more than me. I always did my job. I don't think it's a company that can honestly say that I wasn't cutting the mustard. Nah, honestly. I mean, even from a production standpoint, looking back at all the jobs I done had, I kept my end of the bargain. But on some of them, one job laid me off because I wasn't kissing up to their son. They basically wanted people to be friends with their son. We doing floor care. I'm not here to be friends with your sons. So I don't know what it was. I don't know if they thought he might be too old. I'm not here to be friends with your son. So they laid me off. And I didn't tell them that, but I think they just assumed it. Another place was we was building generators. And production was up drastically on our shift. Wasn't no problems, nothing like that. It was two of us blacks. One man, one woman. The man was me. They laid me off. I'm like, but y'all just said production. I ain't even arguing with them. I just said, all right. And I just left and went home. Because I know that's what they want. See, the racist cops, because they exist. They want you to act up so they can have reason to put hands on you. Now, I ain't one to advocate for all these people that put themselves in situations. But I'm not one to say that these situations don't never happen either. I almost had one in Texas. Dude come up to me lying, making up some stuff that I did. And then he just was trying to go. I said, man, just give me the ticket, man. I don't got time for this. Because I know what he was trying to do. He was bored. Maybe his wife was cheating on him. Who knows? So he wanted a little action. It's never one-on-one action. It's always group-on-one action. I ain't got time for that.